Hi, today we're going to take a quick look at howthemarketworks.com. Okay, here's the URL, howthemarketworks.com, and you can just go in there and you have to set up an account if you don't have one already. Once you do, they'll give you a practice portfolio. I think it's $10,000 for yourself. However, that's not the game that you have to play for class, so that's just something you can use on your own. Once you are in, you need to join that contest. So you can go into contests up at the top and click on Join Contest. Okay, and there's other ways to get to it too. Now, when you join contests, there's a zillion contests that are public contests. You're welcome to join them, but that's not our class contest either. So you need to put in the Find Contest search box, you need to put in our ACC space 201 space FA 20. Okay, and I believe it is case sensitive. Okay, and click on Find, and there it is, Accounting 201. And you would just click on this join, and that would join you into the contest. Okay? Now, let's take a look at, let's say you're already joined the contest, and you want to learn some about making a trade. Okay? So first, you're going to need to look at some quotes and figure out what companies you want to do shares in. So here's a whole bunch of stuff that's all helpful, okay, under this quotes thing. So if you go to market quotes, that gives you the share price right now today, okay? And I like to do this, click here to access the old quotes page. To me is easier to look at. Now up at the top, this gives the symbol of the company. Now they use as an example Google, whose symbol is GOOG. You would have to put in the symbol of whatever company that you want to take a look at. Now I'm putting in GM, which is a symbol for General Motors. Now they have this link here, symbol lookup. If you know the name of the company you want to look up, but you don't know the symbol, then you can do that. Although I find sometimes I have a problem with that, and I go onto Google and put in the name of the company, and I'll get the ticker and put in the ticker symbol. This is called a ticker symbol, okay? So down here, oh, I haven't pressed enter. Okay, so I'm going to press enter. Okay. So down here, this $31.18 is the share price today. Okay, now this is this is in the evening. So the market closes at 4 o'clock. So as of 4 o'clock, the share price was $31.18. Okay, and the market doesn't officially activate after 4 o'clock. Okay, down here they show you a chart, and we'll take a look at charts in a bit. They show you the last price, which is the $31.18. They show you the change, 72 cents. This means that it's got a little up. Oops. It's got a little up triangle in green. That meant it went up by 72 cents since yesterday. So you made, if you only had one share, you made 72 cents on your one share today. If you have 10,000 shares, and you made $7,200 today, okay? The change is 2.36%. okay, of an increase. It would have a down arrow that would be red if it went down today. Okay. The 52-week high means in the last 52 weeks, in the last year, the highest share price for General Motors was $38 and almost 96 cents. And the lowest share price in the last 52 weeks was $14 and almost 32 cents. Okay. Last trade was at 4 o'clock. The volume, meaning how many shares were sold today, 11.96, and that M stands for million. 11.96, almost 12 million shares traded today. The stock market is huge, okay? So this tells you about dividends and the dividend rate, okay, the yield that you would get off of investing in here, the exchange that these are sold on, which is the New York Stock Exchange, the PE ratio, we've talked about that in class. PE ratio is a number that a lot of analysts look at, okay, and the EPS, here's that, which is also another number that a lot of analysts look at, okay? And so how many shares are there outstanding right now? Okay, 1,451,000,000 shares, okay, are outstanding right now. Here at the bottom, they have various news things that you could look up. So at 5 o'clock today, okay, here's a news about it. A couple things about news, okay. Here at 1 o'clock, there was news, more news, okay. Almost noon today. So you can see all of these news things are from today that deal with GM. So if you were going to report, if you were going to make trades on GM, you might want to take a look at some of those news things. Here's news for the last several days that deal with General Motors. Okay, now that was a kind of an overall look, okay? So here you can also click on here where it says charts, okay? And it assumes that you still want GM. If you don't want GM, then you would have to change that. Now here's the charts, and there's two charts, okay? There's this top chart is the share price, and so this is from today. So the share price took a dip down, and then the share price was up and down. It ended at $31.18 over here at the end of the market day. This bottom chart shows you volume. So how many shares were bought and sold, okay? And so we can see right here, a little after 10 a.m. was when a huge number of shares were bought and sold, okay? Were traded. Now, this is called intraday. That means within today, okay? Now here I can click on this 5-day. And here's for the last 5 days, what's happened to the share price and what's happened to the volume, okay? You can go over here, I'm clicking on 1 year. So this is for the last year, and you should take a look at that, okay? And so here in, this would be the end of March and into April. So what happened then? The coronavirus, and everybody was shut up at home. Who was driving a car? Who was looking to buy a car? Okay, And so that plummeted the values down, okay? It hadn't been that low in a long, long time, okay? But if you were smart, if you had shares at that time, you should have held on to them, not just panicked and sold, or you would have lost a lot of money. And now you can see that since that time, it's slowly crawling back. It's not back up here where it was before everything crashed down, but it is getting up there, okay? Here's the amount of volume for the last year, and you can see the huge number of people selling their shares during the coronavirus crash, okay? And those people should have just held on, okay? Now I'm going to go to the 5-year. This is for the last 5 years, okay? So the lowest part of the whole last 5 years was during that virus. You can see pretty much we've stuck between here, just $25, and up here, which is $42. So that's most of the time of the last 5 years has been in that range. And in the last couple years, it's been in the higher aspect of that range as opposed to the lower aspect of that range. And the coronavirus has done it a number, okay? So you're going to want to look at the charts for the whatever company you choose, along with looking at, again, the news. This just shows the same news articles that we already looked at before, but I think they go a few days longer. Here's some basic, if you press on company, some basic information about the company, where their headquarters is, who's the CEO, how many employees they have, who's their CPA, etc., and what sector they're in, etc. Some basic, just basic information. The financials, it is their financial statements, and you have to pick one company per month and actually look at their financial statements. So if GM was the one, here is 2019 financial statements, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015. So you got 5 years worth of financial statements, okay? And up at the top, you see that what you're looking at is the balance sheet. If you want to look at the income statement, you would click that, or you can look at the statement of cash flows, okay? And there you see. Also, you have to know, is this in millions, or in thousands, or whatever, okay? And so up here it tells you this is in millions. So their revenue for 2019 is 137,237. Then millions means you're going to add 6 more zeros to that, okay? So that would be 137,237,000,000 of sales, okay? And here's our net income down here at the bottom. So they had $6,667,000,000, okay? So you would want to take a look at those. Analysts, this is where other knowledgeable analysts tell you whether you should buy or not. This is their recommendation. So you can look at that as well, okay? And here's some historical information about them, okay? So you're going to want to go through all of that information, and then you're going to want to make a trade. I will make a separate small video on actually making the trade. Also know you have these tutorial videos up here, which can give you a lot